mind-boggling what we ask our representatives to do and then push them out there into an environment that is extremely complex for our customers. They're asked to go talk to physicians who have incredible demands on their time. There's shifting decision-making. In the past, it used to be the doctor who was making the decision on the call. Now it's payers, it's pharmacists, it's physicians, it's patients who come in demanding certain medications. The landscape changes almost monthly. You put into that mix, the reps are wondering, do I have a job? Don't I have a job? Is my company being acquired? Is it not acquired? I have to restructure. I just restructured 2 months ago. And it becomes somewhat comical because we're asking them to do a lot in an extremely crowded market with a lot of other people in a very short period of time. And I encourage you, if you haven't recently, to go out and work with a representative in the field and see the reality of how their reality is. So, do we need and are we developing a supermodel of a sales representative? The RoboCop that is part human, part machine with their laptop and all the data we provide them and the targeting information and their training and their communication skills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And possibly losing that human contact and that human connection and that relationship that really makes an impact with our customers. So, are we paying attention and are we adapting? Last year I talked about the escalation of the sales force, the arms race. And this is some data from IMS that looks at, there are, as we all know, some changes happening in our environment, which is a reduction in the number of sales forces and sales representatives that we are putting out there. And so I think the trend is in the right direction. It looks like maybe the sales force arms race is in retreat. But I ask, is the sales rep an important part of our communication strategy? And I think the answers in the room were yes, but where is it going in the future and does it really play a role? Well, you need to pay attention to this slide because it doesn't matter what size your company is. It looks like we continue to invest a tremendous amount of our dollars and people resources towards the sales force, 55%. And that is a huge amount of money. So if you're thinking in the future that, yes, the rep plays a role, then you better be prepared to invest in it. If you think the rep doesn't play a role, you have to determine what's going to replace them and where that money is going to go, and can it be as effective. So what have we really learned, I guess, in the last 10 years or 20 years? Certainly the environment continues to change. The rep's role is much more complex. The audience that we're asking them to see is harder to see, and the time that they have with them diminishes every year. It's extremely noisy out there, but possibly that noise is decreasing with us pulling back our army of sales forces, but the noise level is still high in a physician's office with what they need to deal with patients and their increasing demands. As an aside, go spend a day with a doctor too and see what kind of demands are on their plate. The biggest spend continues to be the sales force. We need to pay attention to it. Everything filters down to the representative. And as a colleague of mine used to say, nothing happens in our business until someone sells something. The rep continues to be the most effective communication avenue, bar none. There's nothing that we have created yet. There are no tools. There's no communication method that has the impact that we can still measure from our sales force. If you ignore their needs, and if you ignore them, you do so at your own peril. So last year I put up this slide as a provocation, death of the pharmaceutical salesperson, question mark. On the contrary, I believe that there is a critical link between our rep and what they do and our future success. Thank you.